Sorry,
What do you need?
I just went live on accident.
Oh my God, Jen.
A little early.
It's close.
Can I get in the screen?
Yeah. There you go.
You want me to the side, middle, hot seat?
Hot seat.
Hot seat,
Right in the middle. I don't
and we're
know.
looking straight ahead. This is the
That's the
camera.
camera.
Okay. Hey.
That's it.
So you do this once a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday.
That shows you.
Yeah, and you'll see that there's a delay,
Okay.
so it kind of throws you off, but, and then we get to see the comments.
Hoping to do a July 14th, we did to that date.
Did you agree to that?
We both did.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
we sent the thank you to you, but.
Yes, and I got the email, and so, yeah, we can, make the announcement today.
Cool. I'm just gonna double check, but I'm fairly confident.
Yeah. Let me double check, I'll double check.
Okay, yeah, we're good on July 14th.
The tentative dates we had was the 21st, but 14th is also open.
Yep, and that works for both of us, and then we designed we're almost there, I'll probably get it to you in the next couple of days, but we designed it for August 25th, if it's available, we've got some time, to do it like the two of us together, doing mini healing sessions of sound and Reiki. 20
Don't give away your
minutes.
secrets.
Yeah.
They're live.
Yeah, you,
So the 25th?
25th.
Okay, yeah, if you guys agree to that, we'll talk about it today.
Okay, yeah. Many sections, yes. I feel tablets.
Well, you got kind of like a tatted shirt.
Yeah,
like your
right,
little
I have
hats.
enough.
Yeah, so there's your vibe, your tat vibe. Cool. I don't know, mine isn't live.
Mine are hidden.
I don't really
You might
know
have
how
to do it. I think it's, you don't need to.
All right. We're just getting set up, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry.
If you're live with us right now, we're getting our shit together.
Got any jokes?
No.
I know, I'm not a joke person.
You probably have dad jokes. I think joke I would say is probably like inappropriate. Not for the ears of YouTube. Get me canceled or some shit.
How's summer? Almost summer. How's it going?
Good. I'm enjoying it. Spent a week in Detroit, which is nice.
Yeah.
And spent time with family, got my mom's yard all set.
Planted flowers.
some flowers, plant some mulch, pruned a lilac tree.
Beautiful.
All that stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was good to be outside. I don't have an outdoor space myself.
Yeah.
You all set, Jimmy? All set. All
Hey
right.
everyone, thanks for joining.
Everyone, got a special guest today.
Yay!
Julianne Farrell, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. Is our guest today. We're going to be spending some time with her.
You may know Julianne though from her very popular events here at Tejas with her and Maria McNabb.
Yes.
The sound healing and Reiki have been really popular so far. We've had only a couple of them, but they both sold out, right?
Yeah.
Well, and you've been teaching for a lot of years and
Mhm.
doing your own thing. So
Over a decade, yeah.
yeah. So if you're watching this and you're not even somebody that comes to Tejas regularly, you might know Julianne from being around Chicago.
Definitely.
Being, and other yoga studios. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been teaching and a little bit of your background and where you've studied and stuff like that.
Sure. I've been teaching for a decade, and I was 200 hours certified in Vinyasa many moons ago. And really that just took off in my life. I was teaching a corporate gig, I was working a corporate gig for quite some time, and then all of a sudden yoga entered into my life and teacher training entered into my life. And it took me into a totally different swing, just about living from the heart, from the self, from the truth of what I wanted. And so left my corporate job after a few years, after being certified, and then just went full force. And at that time, it was a booming industry, and there was so much work to do that I just found myself being able to really have a beautiful lifestyle, teaching yoga, teaching meditation, and I picked up some corporate gigs, started going heavily into my 500-hour teacher training. So did get certified in a 500-hour teacher training. I did my 200 and my 300, technically making that the 500 through Wild Abundant Life. At one point was Power Yoga, Midwest Power Yoga, and then went into Wild Abundant Life with Deborah Williamson.
So it's currently called Wild Abundant Life.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about really getting into that space of living from the life that you want to, all the abundance that you have.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not one location. She does it all around the Midwest, right?
There is one location out of Wheaton, Illinois, and it's paired with Next Yoga, but it's expanded. She's gone all over nationally and internationally. And I actually am their alma mater. I teach for them as well. So 300-hour program. So from there, I just really fell in love with all the concepts and living that lifestyle, so to speak, of a yogi, really from that heart practice, but looking really into the 8 limbs and trying to, live in harmony with myself and everything else. So plants, animals, the planet. And that took me off, and eventually I landed with these 2 gentlemen through right at the beginning of COVID. I was looking for right before COVID. I think it was 2019. I wanted to explore Ayurveda, and at your old location, I took that training, the Ayurveda Yoga Specialist training. And that's how I come into Tejas from time to time, but that's what really brought me landed. And then that was an amazing program. Got to work with James quite a bit, understanding self-mastery. And from that program, we went to pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shortly after that.
And then continuing education. I had a lot of time on my hands. And so I was teaching yoga virtually, but also taking yoga. And I wanted to go in, really dive deep into more of that self-mastery and understanding myself. And I had the time to be able to do it. And so that's where I linked up with these 2 even more.
That's a good introduction.
Thanks.
Nice work.
Yay.
You should be on the show all the time. You want to take it over?
Jimmy loves
Almost
when
one.
people are concise, because I
Almost
usually
one.
am not.
It was concise, but it was a lot in there too.
There was a lot of it.
That's nice of that.
So the last decade, condensed.
So now the next question is, tell us how you got into vibrational healing. And that's what we're calling, right? Vibrational healing.
Sure. It works for me. Vibrational healing, really, I got into this space of being open to kind of discover what soothes or regulates my nervous system. And one day coming along, someone asked me, hey, you want to try a Reiki energy healing session? And I was like, what is it? And then it expanded. And I said, okay, let me try it. And then from there, oh, sure enough, there's a Reiki certification. Well, I don't know how that's going to work with me at all. It's like, what am I going to use this for? But something intrigued me and I was like, okay, let me see. And then bam, it just opened me up into the energetic world, the vibration, frequency, understanding myself, moving through lots of different emotional, mental, physical blockages, really working in harmony with the chakra system. And it was hand in hand with yoga. From there, landed all of a sudden sound came in. And it was like, oh, well, maybe I love sound. I love sound baths. It's like, let me see what this has to offer. Training came in, walked by, and I said, I don't know how I'm going to use this. And then all of a sudden it was like, wow. And I really could understand the relationship between that Reiki and that sound portion, always stimulating, well, really relaxing the nervous system so that we can get into a space of truth and harmony, understanding self, authenticity, if it's even possible to understand yourself, right? But authenticity and what's really coming from the heart space in terms of your desire, in terms of how you want to live life. And those have been coping mechanisms for me as I move through life. I got into all of this, really, meditation, yoga, based on this really desire to want to heal myself, heal my family, and to grow. And to move past cycles and patterns that were repeating. And I started to really notice those. And so that was kind of my pledge about 16 years ago, was like, I'm doing this for myself. And that's landed me here with you guys.
How about the first, like, because, back in the day, it seemed like everyone's doing gong baths.
Mm-hmm.
We never hear about gong baths anymore. It seems like more like Tibetan bowls, and they're calling it vibrational healing.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the first one,
yeah.
like, how were you introduced to it? Like a gong bath?
Yeah,
Bowls or both?
actually, yeah, it was a gong bath. Thanks. Yeah, for the reminder, it was.
It was a big thing for a while.
It was.
But I don't see them anymore.
But for me, that first one was like, whoa. And every gong bath is different, always, right? It's always about the present moments, what's happening mentally. And I didn't really like it. But I have had further gong baths that are like amazing. And the way I was trained is actually that I can weave a gong in with the crystal bowls or the Tibetan bowls. But my actually first instrument was and I still use it all the time. It's a sonic copper tin bowl made in India. And it's meant to it's beautiful sound. You can sing it, but it's not a great high-pitched sing or like something that blossoms. It's really meant to put on the body. And that's what really intrigues me. And I think my style is much different, whether we're in the sound bath as a group or definitely one-on-one, is that I'm intrigued in putting it on the body and feeling that vibration through the body. And what it does miraculously, it just balances the chakra system. It brings in regulation to the nervous system. It vibrates every cell in our body, and all the water and all the stagnant energy.
So you like place it on the body and you ding it?
Yep.
Wow.
I have to get that session.
Never had that.
Yeah, and different parts,
Definitely.
especially if you're holding energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably hold a lot of shit. I need some crystal bowl healing. Need some donging. All right. That is, I didn't know, I didn't really know how you got into the vibrational healing.
Mm-hmm.
And then how the two came together for you. So that was really interesting to hear.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Yoga, to me, it opens up, well, on a daily basis, it cleans the aura, right? Like we get rid of like the stuff that's kind of hanging on. Like, we come into class and we're like, and then we get down into the mat in that sacred space and we're able to return to self. And then we go back and we do it again. So it opens that space, but then the Reiki and the sound are what help utilize in levels of coping, and also regulation where we cross over from sympathetic when we're out in the world and we're like hustling and grinding and all that and like feeling like this, and our breath pattern changes, and then moving into those modalities help stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, rest, relaxation, digestion, and getting us into even breath flow. So it's where we go into, once the chakras or once the aura is open through yoga, then we go into really working into the balance work of the chakras, getting the emotions out, going into those cycles and patterns and being able to see it. And that's what I would term those dark, those shadow places where it's scary sometimes. And the yoga opens us up to that, which is amazing. But the other modalities start to help release it and to have those shifts of awakening and even starting to dissolve some of those samskaras.
Nice. And I think sometimes people, and I myself included, because I think everybody feels energy, they experience energy, and the chakra system and stuff like that. It all just seems, I think, for the average person who maybe has never experienced this, to be really like woo-woo-y, or not really sure. Maybe they're skeptical. Maybe they're just not really sure. Because it's like a construct first and foremost, right? Like, the chakra system, energy channels, things like that. So, and maybe this is something personal that you don't typically share with people, so you can feel free to pass. But so for you, when you're working with people, what's guiding you? Like, what is your experience when you're actually working with people? Is there something like that is a feeling, or is it something visual for you? Or, like when you are working with somebody, you feel a shift, right? Like to know where to place the bowl, or to know where to, move your attention. Like what is that experience for you as a facilitator?
I love that. Thank you. I can feel energy just even holding my hands above someone. And of course I have to center myself and calm myself and get in more of that meditative state. But I can feel where they're holding energy. So it can be in many different forms. It could be in heat that I'm feeling coming from the body. I could feel energy that comes up. And we're all energy, everything is. This table's even energy. The lights are energy, the wall is energy. So everything is made of energy. So when we're looking at, of course, then we can hold energy and store energy. Think about an injury. Usually when someone has an injury, I can definitely feel the heat coming from the body because it's working towards repair. But I can also feel that in terms of into the chakra system. There may be processing, or sometimes even energy that is prickly or is like, ooh, I don't know, that just feels a little bit different. Or there are times when I can hold my hands over someone and the energy from the body pushes my hand away, where I'm even almost feeling like I'm getting knocked off balance, where I would say it's more they're holding energy. When I can see the shift, and so in those cases when there's heat, when there is, things coming out of the body, like I'm feeling like energy, like, ooh, this doesn't feel necessarily like it's fun energy, right? Or like, ooh, good feel energy, or blocked, then I may use the bowls. Or Reiki is the conduit, and then the bowls start to come in and help process in the chakra, in the wheel, instead of maybe imbalanced or moving counterclockwise. It gets to where we start to come into balance and move that particular chakra into the clockwise fashion. What is a big signal is breath. I watch the breath. And it's not even like I'm watching like, oh, I have to watch the breath. It's all of a sudden I can see or feel or watch the body go. And all of a sudden layers of the body just start to sink down. It's really about the front.
Interesting.
Yeah, the life force. And then when the energy is blocked, it's not always easy to shake it. And usually when there's blockages is when we're starting to get those physical manifestations in the body. Which I know you coming from massage, you know very well when someone has tension or stress or anything like that, they're holding, or injury sake, it tends to, you can, feel it and see it, and it's physically manifested. So the Reiki and the sound bring you back into the root. And that's kind of where I'm also looking is okay, we found it, we can balance it, but then let's talk about the root, because otherwise the cycles just continue. And that's from my personal experience, right? The cycles just continue. They may get better for a while, but then they continue. And the yoga gives us an opportunity. It's like the vehicle to open up, to really work those 8 limbs, to work into that space of enlightenment, to release the things that we're born into and really come into a space of destiny. You can tell I can talk a lot.
You should be like a motivational speaker.
Hey, it's on the list. It's on the list.
Well, we've gotten really incredible feedback from the sessions that you and Maria have been having. You also met Maria during that training that you did at Teachers, which I thought was really fun.
Training.
So this is, you know, serendipitous, and this is, I believe, the way that you and Maria both live your lives totally is serendipitously, because you were here to have a meeting with me.
Wild. Yeah.
And
take some photos.
Yeah, take some photos, because our idea was that you were going to start having sound baths here and maybe do one-on-one sessions. And then Maria, who had already...
Shout out to Maria, by the way.
Yeah, Maria McNabb.
She's been a guest before too.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was the first practice.
Oh, I love it.
She was here because she had already committed to doing, you know, one-on-one Reiki sessions here on Tuesdays, and I think Sundays was her second day. So she was here, I think maybe waiting for a client, or she was here on her Tuesday. And then that's when you two met. Mm-hmm. And it was like watching these two, like, I just stepped the fuck back. Like I don't even think I introduced them. I think they introduced each other just by like their magnetic pull, and then they realized, oh, I know you.
We're
like, like, and then it was like all this like just unfolded. This
like, what are you doing here? Well, this is what I'm doing. Well, what? Oh, this, that. Well, what about Reiki? Oh my gosh, you want to work together? And we were like, both of us like, yes.
That was it. It was like a yes, yes, yes. Everything was like a yes after that. And so that's when you both immediately were like, well, let's work together, and then let's do a sound bath and Reiki sessions together. And that's how that got created. And then
it's been the most easy process I have had. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
And even being with the two of you, it's been like, so everything I do when I'm around you all, what's a part of it is just easy. It just is like, nothing is complicated. It's just really simple. So I have to thank you for providing that and being that container for us to be able to grow. Yeah.
It really felt it was great. It was great to watch. And it's been really easy to work with both of you as well.
Yeah.
And so, you know, since then we've had 2, you know, sold out events, you know, or, you know, workshops or events with both of you, which are typically been held on Sundays at 3:00. And so tell us a little bit about what people can expect at the Sound Bath and Reiki events that you and Maria host.
Sure. So definitely coming in, and there's no agenda whatsoever. Come in, have a cup of tea. We socialize a little bit at the beginning, just getting to know one another. If you haven't met Maria or I, or maybe other members that are coming in, other clients and students. And then the room is already preset. So if you'd like to bring your mat, you're welcome to, but we do preset it with some comfy things, a blanket, bolster, some blocks just for your convenience. If you want to bring anything, eye pillows, anything of that nature, you're always welcome to. And then really a space for you to let go and to receive. And that is our mission, is for you to just be able to receive. There's so much going on all week long and weekends. Now that it's summer in the Chi, man, it's like so many people have all these things going on and commitments. And so it's just meant for you to really sink down, receive, reset, and not do anything. Let us do the work. You would be able to hear various different instruments. The style that when I play is I start kind of more in the earth realm, and then when we go all the way up the chakra path, working into that space of harmony, and bringing the, as I said, sound is a miracle. It can help balance those chakras so conveniently. And then Maria goes around and offers Reiki individually, one-on-one. I also work astrologically, so I'm always working with where is the sun happening right now in our world, and where's the moon, and then what's happening through the week, so that I'm working into that level of frequency, and so that we're setting our consciousness up for not only that time and that present space that we share together, but also what's to come in the week, so that you're ready, so that you're able to digest, and the Reiki helps smooth and really wash that through you. So relaxing, and then after about an hour or about 45 minutes to an hour, we bring you back up, just nice and neat, maybe a little bit of stretching, and then again, some tea, some community, lots of sharing has happened in the last two, where what people feel, what they've experienced, as well as what might have come up. You know, as I played the sound, I'm definitely holding the space and observing, and so we can have a conversation about what was felt in the body, what was felt in the mind, what happens. The nice thing about sound is it really takes us right through the ear canal and away from thoughts, but there are thoughts that still come in. It's a beautiful way to meditate with that sound. And then even with Maria and the Reiki, there may be areas of your body or through the energetic centers that she is feeling where energy is being held as well. And so there'll be conversations, we can have them privately, but sometimes they're even from a group perspective where we'll have those conversations, and then it's easy, smooth Sunday out, just a flow.
Nice.
Are people lying down the whole time?
Definitely lying, but it's up to them.
I guess that once.
Yeah, and sometimes it's an hour and 15 minutes, the experience. I would say a full hour probably down. But we always recommend to be able to move, sometimes being in fetal pose when you're flat on your back for a long time, even with props, you might get a little cold or stiff sometimes. So fetal pose is great options, even sitting up, getting against the wall. There's no right or wrong. It's really about comfort and that ability to be in a space, to just let go and experience it, and being immersive.
Yeah, well, we're really excited. We just, before, well, actually Jim started live a little too early, so we were talking about it, so you might have heard that.
Oh wait, speaking of this, before you say that, I always try to say this earlier on. If you're watching live, if you have any questions for any of us, just type it in the chat section. I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
We have another opening, what did we say, July 14th, that we're going to offer another sound, bath, and Reiki session with Maria and Julianne. So today I will make sure that I get that up on the website. These are in-person events, by the way, only. I know a lot of our workshops and events are both virtual and in-person, but because of the nature of the event, these are in-person only. We also limit it so that people get that personalized attention to 15 people. And like I said, the events have been selling out. So, once it's posted, if it's something you're really interested in, you can reserve your space by signing up or pre-registering. And so, yeah, we're really excited to offer that. Another one in July. We also have a couple other ones coming up in the fall. I believe those are already posted. And then we've got a couple of other exciting prospects of getting together a women's circle.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's something that I'm super passionate about, women coming together, really getting into that village concept and equitability and sitting in a circle, sharing, being able to come in and be open with ourselves, being authentic, experience whatever we're going to experience. So we're definitely kicking this off in September. Dates will be coming. We're just ironing them out. Again, we move with the sun and the moon, and being women, the moon cycle is very important. So we typically will meet around, in some fashion, within about a week time of the new moon. And that is very important to set an intention. And then we'll also be working with the full moon too, and providing some information about how to navigate through moon cycles, regardless of what stage of life you're in as a woman, and then moving from new moon to full moon and that full lunar cycle. We've actually picked dates and we're just smoothing them out for the next year, once a month that we'll be meeting. So we'd love to have you. We'll have some topics, of course, but also just time to be able to share whatever presently is going on in your life and to be heard. Part of the power of a women's circle is to be seen, to be heard, but also to listen. And so there may be times where you don't want to share, and just listening can be so nutrient and nourishing. Hope to see you there. Any questions, please let us know. And then August 25th, we have a special. Maria and I would love to offer mini sessions. From the last 2 sound baths that we've had, people are really interested in having us one-on-one, and we can work together as double healers. It's a powerful session, super, super nutrient, super relaxing. And so we thought we'd offer on August 25th, which is also a Sunday. We're looking at between the hours of like 1 and 4 o'clock, mini sessions with us, 20-minute sessions, and you would need to schedule them in advance. So that you can have a sampling of what it's like to get a one-on-one healing session. Sometimes, if you haven't had a session by yourself, that full hour can be intimidating, but just together, Maria, myself, and you in the healing space here at Tejas, we can do a 20-minute session. And even in 20 minutes, it really can feel amazing. So I'm excited. August 25th. Put it on your calendars.
And I have had Reiki sessions from Maria, and they are really potent. The Reiki sessions can be very subtle in some ways, but then also in the moment they can also be very engaging. You just really never know what you're going to kind of tap into, and it really has a lot to do with like where you're at in the moment. But the sessions that I've had with Maria, some of the shifts that happened to my life didn't happen until like a week later, or like 2 weeks later, where I was like, wow, this like started coming into my life, or wow, I have this shifted perspective, or just something like that isn't just this like necessarily this tangible thing.
Yeah.
But it really does create shifts on a really deep level of your psychology and
emotionally, psychologically, mentally.
So, yeah, so
Right.
they're really powerful sessions, and and depending on how sensitive you are, you might feel stuff in the moment during the sessions, you might not, but there's a lot happening, I think.
Yeah, I mean, in a session, there is one thing I would say that, like for me, is I just feel good. And then usually when I leave, for 3 or 4 days, I'm in this space of like, wow, I feel really good. And then because of the Reiki, I'm a Reiki master, as is Maria, it's a gentle process for whatever needs to get released. It's gentle. So it's not like, the example is a deep tissue massage for me is too much because I end up having a lot of repair and recovery for days and it doesn't feel good. Reiki and sound on the other side is feel good, warm energy, and it's lighter. And so then you gently go into recovery and repair throughout the week.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like both. I like the chiropractor to throw me around like a rag doll, and the massage therapist to get me in, and then I like the Reiki. So I like it. I like it across.
Yeah. I think they're all necessary.
I think coming from all different angles for me is what's necessary for me to work my shit out. All right, are we wrapping stuff up?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for joining us and coming into the studio today and talking and sharing. It was great. So again, the next sound and Reiki event is going to be
July 14th.
July 14th.
July 14th.
Oh, there it is. July 14th. That's Sunday, July 14th at 2 p.m. I'm going to have that up on the website later today, so you can register for that right away, and then look for all these other events coming up in fall with Julianne and Maria. We're really excited to have you here at Tejas. We're honored that you've chosen to do this type of work here and offer it to the community, and then just look forward to having you around more often.
Thank you. I'm excited. Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
being here. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thanks
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks for listening.
Ciao. Thanks for the water too.